Hello and welcome back to Nerd Doc. The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer is finally here, and this video covers the main villain in the movie, the High Evolutionary. We'll discuss the comic book origins of the character, what to expect to change in the MCU, and how the character may impact future events. There are chapter timestamps, so you can jump around the video as you wish, and don't forget to leave a comment and let us know what you thought of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer, and who you think will die by the end of the movie. In the comics, the High Evolutionary started off as Herbert Wyndham from England. He was just a normal Oxford University student who was inspired by Mr. Sinister and began genetic experiments on lab rats in his parents' basement. An Inhuman gave Herbert the secret to unlock genetic codes, which Herbert used to create a serum for genetic alteration. Unfortunately, his work in this field resulted in expulsion from Oxford University. However, Herbert continued his research with Jessica Drew's father, Jonathan Drew. Over the years, Herbert made a number of creations, including the Newmen, which were animals and insects evolved into humanoid forms. Shortly after creating the Newmen, Herbert took on the name High Evolutionary. At one point, the High Evolutionary evolved himself into a disembodied intelligence, and when he eventually devolved back to his normal self, he had retained the power to evolve or devolve creatures at will, thus truly becoming the High Evolutionary. One aspect of the character that is included in Guardians 3 is Counter-Earth. The High Evolutionary used a ship disguised as an asteroid to travel to the far side of the sun, directly opposite the Earth's orbit, and evolved a small piece of terrestrial material into a nearly identical copy of the Earth, hidden from the real Earth thanks to its position on the far side of the sun. The original goal of Counter-Earth was not nefarious. High Evolutionary wanted to create an Earth without the corruption of evil. Unfortunately, Man-Beast altered this process without High Evolutionary knowing, and thus added the corruption. The High Evolutionary has a long history in the comics and is closely connected to a number of characters who are already in the MCU or will be coming soon. He has close ties to Galactus and the Fantastic Four, the Falcon, the Champions, Hercules, Ultron, who is rumored to be returning sooner than you may think, the Beyonders, who play a big role in Secret Wars in the comics, the Hulk, who was actually thought to have killed the High Evolutionary at one point before he inevitably returned, and the High Evolutionary is even connected to the X-Men, Celestials, Eternals, the Savage Land, which is rumored to be part of the Thunderbolts movie, as well as basically creating Adam Warlock in the comics, although we know this isn't what happened in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The High Evolutionary's powers and abilities change frequently depending on his fluctuating level of evolution. He has advanced armor that incorporates his evolutionary accelerator machine, which has even given the Hulk a hard time, although Hulk eventually got through the armor. Generally speaking, High Evolutionary has the usual villain abilities, superhuman strength, intelligence, and durability, plus astral projection, levitation, telepathy, psychokinesis, and the ability to change his size, similar to Ant-Man, growing up to 300 feet tall. He can also create force fields and shoot a variety of projectiles. And if all that weren't enough, he has advanced healing to the point where he's about as close to unkillable as you can get. So how does the High Evolutionary fit into the MCU? Well, he's probably going to be toned down a bit from his comic book power levels. There's no way the Guardians, even with the help of Adam Warlock, would be able to defeat the High Evolutionary as he is in the comics. However, there's also a chance that he actually is going to be close to his comic book power level, and the Guardians simply don't win this fight. We know Guardians 3 has some very sad moments, with speculation that one or more of the Guardians will end up dying. Plus, there are a number of ways Marvel can use the High Evolutionary in future MCU projects. As we mentioned earlier, the High Evolutionary is connected to Galactus and the Fantastic Four. At one point, Galactus discovers Counter-Earth, so High Evolutionary gets help from the Fantastic Four to fight against him. While that probably isn't going to be the plot of the Fantastic Four movie, since it will likely feature Kang the Conqueror in a big way, that could be something that happens after the first movie, once Galactus has had a proper introduction. The Beyonders wanted Counter-Earth for their Cosmic Museum. Now, depending on how Marvel handles Avengers Secret Wars, the Beyonders and Counter-Earth could be the precursor to Secret Wars. They're not directly connected in the comics, but it would be an easy way to link the High Evolutionary to Secret Wars, and bring in the Beyonders as a direct adversary to the High Evolutionary. Oddly enough, there's a point in the comics where a member of the Eternals tells the High Evolutionary that the Celestials are going to judge Earth, to which the High Evolutionary tries to stop this in a somewhat evil way that would basically kill everything on the planet that wasn't human. The New Warrior stopped this, and the celestial threat was never actually real, but it sounds like an easily adaptable plot for a potential Eternal sequel. Now, when it comes to the Guardians of the Galaxy and Volume 3, things are still up in the air. It's rumored that the High Evolutionary may have created Rocket Raccoon, but in the Annihilation Conquest comic book run, High Evolutionary is closely tied to Adam Warlock, and even prompts him to create a new Guardians of the Galaxy team. With Adam Warlock seemingly playing a big role in Volume 3, some variation of Annihilation Conquest could factor into the movie. And since the High Evolutionary isn't a traditional villain, Adam Warlock could be working for or against him. So what do you think of the High Evolutionary and the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer? Do you think the High Evolutionary will stick around after the movie for future MCU projects? Who do you think dies at the end of Volume 3? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For now, that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves the Guardians of the Galaxy.